on the Trader, fanning the flames of a lifelong passion with author JM Dillard.
25 years ago, I turned on the television set and saw a certain pointy-eared gentleman, and love sprang anew.
And the cutting-edge way to watch movies with Jim Cameron's production chief, Van Ling.
It's a good way to be able to mix material that's just pictures or text along with motion footage like video and other pieces, because it gives you a really good idea of how the movie was made.
All this and more on today's episode of the Sci-Fi Trader. I agree with what Robert Louis Stevenson said. For my part, I travel not to go anywhere, but to go. I travel for travel's sake. The great affair is to move. Hi, I'm Warren James, and welcome to the Trader. The spirit of exploration can soar within our hearts and lead us to travel beyond our homes, across continents and oceans, and ultimately, it will lead us across the sea of stars, to go where no one has gone before. And now, JM Dillard has written a book that takes us on a colorful, illustrated tour of the history of Star Trek, from classic Trek to Star Trek Voyager. Everyone who's seen this book has flipped over it, including my friends who work on Trek. JM, I'm glad you could join us so we could talk about Where No One Has Gone Before.
Certainly.
It's a great book. It's a beautiful book.
Oh, yeah. I'm really pleased with the quality of it. They did a lovely job in the layout and making them look really good. So,
you know, what is the appeal of Star Trek to you and to other people? Because I know you've been involved with it for a number of years.
Boy, if we knew the answer to this, we could make a lot of money. I think the appeal of Star Trek is it's a positive vision of the future. You know, and I know my personal appeal has to do with the fact that long ago, 25 years ago, I turned on the television set and saw a certain pointy-eared gentleman, and love sprang anew in my heart, and so I've been just dedicated to Star Trek ever since.
In your book, you have a lot of interviews with people that worked on classic Trek and Next Gen and the others. Who were some of the people you talked to?
One of the most interesting people for me personally, you know, I use my initials, JM.
Yes, why?
Because of D.C. Fontana, Dorothy Fontana. It's sort of homage. Back when she was working for Star Trek and writing for Star Trek in the 60s, it was just unheard of for a woman to be writing for television. And so she used her initials so that there wouldn't be, you know, any prejudice. It was wonderful to talk to Dorothy because I learned all kinds of fun facts. You know, she's a dedicated Spock fan, too.
Well, she's also written a number of episodes that develop the Spock character.
She wrote the most wonderful episodes. She wrote Journey to Babel. She wrote This Side of Paradise, where Spock falls in love, boom, boom, boom. She had just a lot of interesting and fun facts that I really didn't know before.
You know, when people look at Star Trek and they see the characters in the ship and all the other things, they see Star Trek that way. And yet when Star Trek was being created, it could have gone a number of different ways.
Oh, yeah.
The captain.
Yeah, for example, the captain. Now, this is really wild. I didn't know all these different people who were being considered for captain. Back when Gene Roddenberry was putting his pilot together for Star Trek, he really had in mind exactly who he wanted to be the captain.
And that was?
Lloyd Bridges, from Sea Hunt fame. And Lloyd said, well, Gene, I have to tell you the truth. I've seen science fiction, and it doesn't work. People aren't going to be interested in it, so I'm sorry. I won't do the pilot for you. And so Gene went damned. And they had to find a replacement for him. And, of course, the very first person that came to their mind was not William Shatner, but Jack Lord. Hawaii Five-0
Star Trek 5-0.
And they were Star Trek 5-0, and they were in very serious discussions with Jack Lord, and he finally said, well, look, here's the deal. You give me 50% ownership of the show, and it's a deal. So Jack Lord could have been a very, very wealthy man today.
Yes, yes. Thanks for joining us, JM.
Oh, yeah.
It is a wonderful book.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
JM Dillard's book, Star Trek, Where No One Has Gone Before, is a beautiful book that will refresh your love for Star Trek. And now here's Jim and Darla to tell you how to get one for yourself or as a great holiday gift for your friends.
Being a Star Trek fan for almost 30 years since its premiere run in the 1960s, it's been a large part of my life in all its incarnations. JM Dillard has compiled a fitting tribute to the Star Trek legacy with this beautiful deluxe hardback coffee table book. Within the first 5 minutes of browsing through it, I immediately decreed it was the greatest Star Trek book ever created, hands down. And I'm telling you right now, for the record, this book will knock your Federation socks off. Included in this stunning book are many exclusive, never-before-seen photos from the Star Trek universe, including several from the new film Generations, and remarkable pre-production artwork from the new series Voyager.
Celebrate Star Trek's heroic vision of humanity with Star Trek, Where No One Has Gone Before, a history in pictures. This just-released hardback first edition is signed by the author, JM Dillard, and makes a perfect holiday gift at only $44.95 and a call to 1-800-SCI-FI-60. That's $44.95 for this incredible, oversized treasury of beautiful color photographs, insightful commentary, and an introduction written by William Shatner. Don't miss this opportunity to get a signed first edition in hardback for just $44.95 by calling 1-800-SCI-FI-60. And as a bonus, you'll receive this Star Trek Generations bookmark absolutely free. This is one collectible that is certain to be enjoyed for years. Warren, take us where no television show has gone before.
Certainly. When we come back, we're going to see special editions of famous movies that include footage that was never shown in the cinema.